Hey ladies and gentlemen, Stephen here from Redolessence and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope that this video finds you well. And today I am super excited to be formally and finally sharing my thoughts on my channel of the brand new collection in collaboration with Navitus Parfums. And this is the Enamoured Collection, and the creative director for this is Buck from the channel Big Beard Business. I'm excited to be telling you about all 5 of these fragrances, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my formal video on these 5 fragrances from the Enamoured Collection, which was done in collaboration with Navitus Parfums and Big Beard Business, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews, if you like videos like these, I'm not quite sure what to call this video, but also giveaways, unboxings, special guests, interviews, and pretty much anything having to do with fragrances, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. All you have to do is click on that red button in the corner, and of course, while you're at it, please be sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way, whenever I do put out these videos, they will get delivered straight to your feed. So November of 2019 was one of the most amazing times of my life. I was given the opportunity of a lifetime to work hand in hand with some of my favorite perfumers, Christian Carbonell, Jorge Lee, Bertrand Duchaufour. I visited Istanbul, Turkey, Barcelona, Spain, Paris, France. I even did a video with all of these perfumers, and I had the opportunity to work really closely with this brand. I named the brand, I named the fragrances of the initial 2 collections. I wrote the briefs, I shortlisted everything from the logo to the presentation to the design, and I even had the opportunity to bring these perfumers onto my channel, and I actually did a video with every single one of them, and it really was the opportunity of a lifetime. And I know some time ago we reached out to Buck from the channel Big Beard Business, and he was more than happy to collaborate with Navitus Parfums for his own collection, which he called the Enamoured Collection. And I can see why, because when you smell these fragrances, you are going to fall in love with every single one of them. And I know I'm biased. You know, I have worked directly with Navitus Parfums, and I have done so much for the brand, and I do consider it to be my own brand, not just in terms of the level of involvement that I have in it, but also because of how passionate I am about all of the fragrances that I have worked on directly. And I'm so happy to be bringing my brother and my dear friend Buck from the channel Big Beard Business onto this project, and he has done such an incredible job with all of these fragrances. He had full creative control of every single one of these fragrances, and I can just tell he poured his passion and his thoughtfulness. And even from something like Idola, which is the chosen one, and it's the fragrance that he's made kind of special for his wife, and that was a really special thing and a really beautiful thing. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into it, and I'm going to tell you all I know that you know, in regards to all of these fragrances. And of course, a lot of you have probably seen my initial video, which aired on Buck's channel. I'm going to leave a card up here and an annotation down below. And in that video, I actually was going off of the laboratory mods, right? So the factory samples. In this video, I actually have the full presentation. I wanted to wait until I got the full presentation because I figured this video would be a little bit more impactful. You'd have more information, and you can actually see the presentation and how it's different from the original collections from the brand. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So the first fragrance that I'm going to talk about is Exalt Nuit. And if the name doesn't give it away, this is a nighttime, smooth, seductive, dark, and mysterious sort of a fragrance. Oh my God. It opens up with this blast of Madagascan pepper. So you have this natural peppery vibe, a little bit of like this tobacco quality in there as well. It's very dark and kind of romantic as well. Perhaps not as romantic as Soir Exclusif, but we'll get to that. But it also has 2 variations and 2 varieties of tobacco. So you have African tobacco and you have Bulgarian tobacco. And there are so many naturals being used in here. This fragrance is composed by Francis Kirkjohn and Jerome Di Marino. And they both work hand in hand, and this was a collaborative effort between those 2 perfumers. You guys are 100% aware of Francis Kirkjohn's resume, I'm sure. He has done Baccarat Rouge 540, Absolute pour le Matin. He has done so many incredible fragrances, not just for his own brand, but he's also done a lot of designer fragrances. Le Mot by Jean Paul Gaultier. He's actually done a few Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances. And this one is just so mysterious. It's so potent. and it has that peppery tobacco quality in the opening that is absolutely to die for. And I'm so happy that this fragrance is part of the Navitus Parfums lineup because it's stunning. That's all I'm going to say. If you're looking for a cold weather fragrance, something to wear in the wintertime, you will be blown away by Exalt Nuit. Soir Exclusif, we're moving on to a different perfumer, and this is a perfumer who is no stranger to Navitus Parfums. He has actually done several of our fragrances, and this is Bertrand Duchaufour, one of my favorite perfumers. He's made fragrances like Sartorial by Penhaligon's, Jubilation 25 by Amouage. He has such an impressive resume, and this fragrance is the sweetest one of all of the fragrances here. This is such a beautiful gourmand. Another fragrance by Navitus Parfums that I wrote the brief for, that I directly worked on, and that Bertrand Duchaufour composed is Absolutio, which means perfection or mercy. And that fragrance, the first mod that was sent to me, is the one that I ended up going with because he knocked it out of the park from the first expression. And it has the coffee, the caramel, the cinnamon, the almond vibe, that cherry vibe in the opening. It's such a beautiful fragrance with the ambergris and the resins. And with this fragrance, he went in such a different direction. He kept the coffee and the almond, but you're also going to get marshmallow and licorice. Now there's just a tiny bit of licorice because I know what people think, licorice, you know, like that's not usually people's favorite food. A lot of people have an aversion to the taste of licorice, but the way that it's used in here is so tasteful, and it adds this dynamic quality to the fragrance. Such a beautiful gourmand, and obviously a fragrance you would want to reserve for an exclusive evening. Stellar. Very, very well done. I'm so proud of this fragrance. You did such an incredible job, Buck. The next fragrance is Idola, which means the chosen one, and obviously this is a fragrance that he made while keeping his wife in mind, which is such an amazing sentiment, and it's such a heartfelt and romantic thing to do. And of course, you can probably tell by looking at the bottle, this one does lean a little bit feminine, okay? But there are two variations of rose that are used in here, both natural, by the way. This one also composed by Francis Kurkdjian and Jerome de Marino, and this fragrance has the French rose. All right, so it's rose from Grasse, but it also has the Bulgarian rose. And I feel like that in combination with the peach and the vanilla creates this, I don't even need to smell it. I actually wore this 3 days in a row. Yeah, I wore it last Thursday through Saturday, and I was just addicted to it, you know? You're so used to wearing like the dark, rich, heavy, resinous, coffee, tobacco fragrances, you know, maybe something along the lines of like an Exalt Nuit. And so I said, you know what, I want to break that up a little bit, but all of these fragrances are so long lasting that it doesn't matter if it's a little bit on the citrusy side or a little bit on the floral side. You're going to get 10 plus hours of longevity from all of these. And I can tell you, today I'm actually wearing Elation, and it smells like I just sprayed it, you know, 10 minutes ago. And I've actually been wearing it for about 5 or 6 hours. So beautiful rose, peach, and vanilla fragrance. It has a complex aroma to it, so don't think it's going to be your typical fruity floral. You have this quirkiness in the sweetness going on in there, and of course a perfumer never divulges all of his or her secrets, and so inevitably and unquestionably there are some ingredients utilized in here that are not listed in the note breakdown. But as maybe you know, maybe you don't know, a perfumer will not actually give you all of the ingredients in the fragrance, but basically the main accords. But there is an abundance of naturals used in all 5 of these fragrances. The next one is Verve Matin, and obviously this is the perfect fragrance to wear for a bright, energetic, and lively morning, especially when you want to get a really good start to your day. You want to feel energized, you want to feel invigorated, and it kind of, you know, I sprayed it, I might as well smell it as well. And it has this laurel ingredient in here. So you have laurel, you have this aromatic presence in the heart, a little bit of juniper as well, just adding that woodsy touch, but you're mostly going to get this slightly minty vibe that is compounded with cinnamon. So you're going to get laurel and cinnamon. So there's a touch of sweetness, but it's not a conventional sweetness. It's actually quite unique and very different from fragrances I have tried before, but it has that minty quality in addition to that abundance of citrus in the opening. Both of these fragrances open up very, very, very citrusy, and all of these fragrances are non-linear. So you should definitely give all of these fragrances a chance to really develop on your skin before coming to a conclusion. But I'm telling you, if you are a fan of bright, fresh, energetic, and invigorating fragrances, and you don't mind the touch of sweetness, Verve Matin is really where it's at. Incredible fragrance, absolutely incredible. And a fantastic office fragrance as well. And of course, with Elation, you think of joy, you think of happiness and rapture, of experiencing one of the best, moods and best emotions possible, and that's really what you're going to get with this one. And with Elation, another Bertrand Duchaufour fragrance. So I should mention that both of these are composed by Bertrand Duchaufour, and with the last one, you're going to get this burst of citrus in the opening. You have the pomelo, you have the yuzu, you have the orange, you have the bergamot, you have so much citrus going on in here. But it dries down to this woodsy, musky thing going on in the base that just comes across so polished, so elegant, so gentlemanly, and so refined. And of course, all of these fragrances are unisex. It's not like, yeah, some of them do lean masculine and some of them do lean feminine, and some of them are perfectly unisex in my opinion. This one could argue leans a little bit masculine, but I do feel like, hey, citrus ingredients are universal. So a man or a woman can enjoy citrus, a man or a woman can enjoy musk, and that's pretty much what you're going to get from this fragrance. It's so modern and youthful and contemporary. Nothing about this smells mature. Nothing about this is risque. This is, if you're looking for one fragrance that you will just reel in the compliments when it comes to his collection, this fragrance is definitely it. There's no question about it, no doubt about it. If you do wear Elation, not only is it going to elevate and uplift your mood, but it's also going to get you tons of compliments. And I'm telling you, I absolutely love this one. Buck, I do have to say, you have my support. I would never doubt you. I've never doubted you for a single minute, and I cannot be happier with this collection of yours. All of these fragrances are incredible, and I wish you and your family all of the best. And you know that you've had my support since day one, and you will always have my support, and I'm so happy for you. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my view and impression, and I would actually like to dedicate a video for each one of these so that I can really break it down, talk about that evolution, because I feel like a first impression like this doesn't really give these fragrances justice because they are so non-linear and they change so much on your skin. And this one is just absolutely, I mean, I'm wearing it right now, so I'm actually smelling the most of it, and I love it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'm going to leave information down below to where you can check out these fragrances, where you can actually pick them up at the launch deal that's currently going on the website. All of the information is going to be down below. Definitely get these fragrances. We have started shipping them. People have started receiving their product and posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and the reception has been incredible. Thank you all so much for your support. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you took something of value, and we'll see you soon.